The prosecutor is wrong. These two charges are not related, and I'm going to explain why. In 2014, Peter went missing. I found him in jail for not going to court. I did not know he needed to go to court. I went and got the police report. This was a shock to me. It was totally out of my son's character. It didn't make any sense at all, and I needed to know every single detail. What is written in the blue boxes are the words written in the police report. This witness wanted to remain anonymous. He was the homeowner here who saw Peter in his yard. He saw Peter in the yard across the street. He said Peter was acting strange. He was walking around talking to himself. So far, the behavior does not alarm me. I just feel sad that Peter is out there alone, experiencing schizophrenic hallucinations and delusions. Let's move on to the next witness. The mother is the victim. Watching from the window, both she and her daughter saw Peter come into their yard. The mother said he did not have a shirt on, and while he was in the yard, he pulled down his shorts, but not his underwear. She said he then walked over to the stop sign on the corner. The daughter said basically the same thing, except she mentioned he pulled his shorts up before he went to the corner. She also said he was talking to himself while he was walking. No one said there was eye contact. Peter is lost in schizophrenic hallucinations and delusions. He has no clue that people are watching him. That was not sexual assault, so let's see what happened on the corner. When he got to the corner, the mother said he pulled down both his shorts and underwear. She saw all of his genitals, including his penis. He stood with his pants down near the wall for a few moments and then pulled his pants back up. Okay, so she's watching from this window. Here is the stop sign, here is the wall. He was near the wall. If he was facing the wall, she would have seen his buttocks, maybe a portion of the penis on the side, maybe. In order to see all the genitals, he must have had his back to the wall. Let's see what the daughter saw. The daughter said when he got to the corner, it looked like he was peeing on the wall. She stated she could see his penis while he was standing there. The son said he was peeing on the wall. In the report, it didn't mention any body parts that he saw. Okay, so again, we have the family in their window, and we have Peter near the stop sign, the wall. In order to be peeing on the wall, he has to be facing the wall. Now, no one said he turned around. So what the mother described about the pants coming down for a few moments, and then going back up, he had to have been facing the wall for all three of the stories to work. But it doesn't make sense because they would have seen his buttocks from the position they were looking at. However, if we look from an aerial view, where the stop sign is and the red line ends, if Peter had walked to that location and then faced the wall that way, then the family would have seen more of the genital area than they would the buttocks. So in that position makes what they say more probable. Okay, so what did Peter do? He walked up to a wall. He pulled down his shorts and his boxers. He urinated. He pulled up his shorts and his boxers. He did not realize anyone was looking at him. And that's what Peter did. When a male urinates and is unaware people in a house down the street are watching him, that is not sexual assault. Now let's see what the policeman encountered with Peter. He found Peter on this sidewalk here. And what he wrote was, throughout the interview, Pete would make delusional statements and was not totally coherent. Two examples from the report. One was, he stated, "I'm from a higher rank than you." He would not say where he got his rank from. Another one was, he claimed there is 6 sons. Officer Travers did not feel that Peter was under the influence of alcohol or drugs. When Peter got out of jail, I read him the police report. When he heard me say someone saw his penis, he said, "That's a lie. I never pulled down my boxers, only my shorts." And I said, You just didn't realize they were watching you when you urinated. And he said, I never urinated. The Supreme Being only had me pull down my shorts, never my boxers. And I had to hold these 2 blue feathers. They were the most beautiful feathers I'd ever seen. That color blue, it just glowed. And he went on and on about the blue feathers. And so I said, and then what happened? And he said, the police came. Peter never remembered urinating, and nor did he remember the walk through the 2 yards. Another thing Officer Travers said was Peter was wearing a pair of athletic shorts that were sitting below his boxers, and he saw on the sidewalk his shirt, socks, and a bag of loose change, and the items were scattered around the sidewalk. Now the mother said Peter did not have a shirt on. However, no one said Peter was carrying a shirt. So based on all the evidence, the most likely scenario is, on 3/21/2014, Peter was living in schizophrenic hallucinations and delusions, and he had to urinate. And so he walked off, still talking to the Supreme Being, still hallucinating, into the anonymous witness yard. He walked across the street into the family yard, where he pulled down his shorts, but not his boxers. He pulled up his shorts. He then walked over to the wall by the stop sign. At that location, we determined, pulled down his boxers and shorts, urinated, pulled up his boxers and shorts. He then went over to the sidewalk. And we know he went to the sidewalk because that is where Officer Travers found him. Now, to put what occurred in words, this would be a good description of what happened. But the police report is written like this: saw him expose himself. That means Peter intentionally exposed his genitals for the purpose of having people see them. And therefore he was charged with 3 counts on indecent exposure. To be charged with indecent exposure, a person has to be aware of and consciously disregard social norms and the people around them. The only exception to that is if a person is unaware solely due to voluntary intoxication. Peter had a brain malfunction, aka mental illness, aka schizophrenic hallucinations and delusions that robbed him of the ability to be aware of and consciously disregard anything. Under Arizona statute, he shouldn't have been charged. But here we end up with a police report that claims Peter's a flasher on file, and there was nothing I could do. Peter had taken a plea in jail. He had to go, his punishment was to go to mental health court and take classes from Kodak, and the charges would be dropped. But I was still concerned that this would bite him in the future, and it has. There's a prosecutor now claiming Peter in 2014 intentionally exposed his genitals so those children would see them. And she is saying that it is similar to a 2018 report where allegedly he's running around the trailer court naked. She is professing that Peter is a serial flasher, and it's not true. And this 2018 report is going to be debunked as easily as the 2014 report. But this video is on the 2014 report only, and it is not true that it is related to the 2018 report like the prosecutor claims. The prosecutor is wrong.